Watch this short interview to see how my client Brad lost over 20 pounds, increased his energy, and changed his eating habits using the online fitness coach program. All right, so today we have Brad Knob on with us. Brad, thanks so much for taking the time to be here.
Glad to do it, man. Glad to do it.
So, Brad, you've been with the online fitness coach program for about 3 months now. You started out with the 6-week challenge for busy entrepreneurs and then transitioned to the VIP program. Over that time, you lost quite a bit of weight. Why don't we start with, why don't you tell me a little bit about how much you lost and what do you think maybe one or two of the biggest keys to your weight loss were up to this point?
Let's see. Back just before Thanksgiving, I stepped on a scale and saw the number 300 for the first time in my life. It scared the hell out of me. So I saw your thing on the Faces books and got in. I think beginning of December would have been the beginning of the challenge, and immediately got the meal plan and all the tracking tools that you link to.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff was huge. Like my nutrition was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Like I was, getting up and eating, 3 eggs and a pile of bacon and then going to work and eating whatever the hell. I was eating like a total jerk.
Yeah.
All day, every day, all the time. So just having something where it's like everything, you put everything in and you're kind of just even half tracking it to realize what a jerk I was being to myself.
Yeah.
Was enough to probably shave 12 or 15 of the 22 or 23 pounds I've lost off of me.
Yeah.
And then, getting a couple of workouts in, like I can't believe the amount of energy and focus, especially in the early part of the day, that I brought to the shop and to my work and onto the food truck, and like just jumping in and out of the truck, having a great time with it, like feeling better than feeling like I was in my early and mid 20s again.
Yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
getting the exercise, getting the workouts in really helped with like sort of my mood.
Mm-hmm.
But the weight loss came, I have to say, almost entirely from nutrition.
Yeah.
Eating the right things, eating the right amount of them, eating them in a reasonable portion of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not eating, 6 meals across 17 hours. You eat,
Right.
For 10 or 12 hours a day, and then just knock it off. And that discipline has been really helpful too.
Yeah, and that sounds about right. Weight loss really is a huge part of it is nutrition. And I think in the beginning when you started, like it was maybe like 1 to 2 workouts a week, but it was really the nutrition that was the key for you. And
Absolutely.
tracking everything, like even though it's tedious and maybe long term, it's not the best strategy for most people just because it's time consuming and whatnot. It definitely creates mindfulness in the beginning to really realize like when you're mindlessly snacking and how many calories you're actually consuming in a day.
Sure. I mean, working in food like I have,
Mm-hmm.
I've lived my entire life with total access to whatever I wanted to eat, kind of whenever I wanted to eat it, however I wanted it set up. Like it doesn't, working in restaurants and then owning a meat shop, I never had the thought that like, oh, I shouldn't eat that, or I can't have that now, or like it just like for 20 years, that's never been a consideration. And so getting myself back onto, having a little bit of that perspective, like an office worker might have, or someone might have, where like, let's think about the things we're going to eat today and make sure that they're all laid out and eat those things when I'm supposed to, and then not eat anything when I'm not supposed to.
Right.
And getting my body more used to that ebb and flow, like that intake and output kind of cycle was really huge. And it's been really surprising to me.
Yeah.
Like, how important that is in my everyday life now.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man. Let's talk a little bit about the actual workout program itself. So, in the beginning, it was much more nutrition. I think over time, you started to get a little bit more into the workouts and started knocking more of those out. Did you feel like those were challenging enough? And what did you think about the actual training plan itself?
The training plan was cool. I had a lot of trouble at first just getting used to the motions because the movements were very unfamiliar for me.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got my head around, like how to do the motions and things like that, I got to where I would be doing, the workouts that you sent me on every other day or every third day.
Uh-huh.
And then I would be doing like a little yoga workout on days in between, just to like kind of limber myself back up, because I'm so out of shape that one regular, like total body resistance workout, I would be sore for 3 days if I didn't do something in between. Like,
yeah.
So, I got, by the end of the program, I got to be really excited about the way that I was feeling in my body, not just with, weight and appearance and all that stuff, which is important,
Right.
but it's sort of secondary or tertiary for me.
That's key too, because a lot of people, like when you talk about fitness and nutrition, a lot of people just think weight loss or just think like aesthetics and how they look, but it's really, a huge part of that is just how you feel every day, your energy, how you're sleeping at night, how you're moving around during the day. And I mean, all that is so important too. So, not a lot of people really know what online coaching is. Before you joined this program, did you have any hesitation hiring an online coach? Did you know what the format was going to be like, or do you think this is going to be like a P90X type program, or what were your thoughts coming in? And
I was a total babe in the woods because I had not worked out in any capacity really since probably high school or the beginning of college. And so when someone's like online trainer, I was like, I couldn't.
You thought it was like a scam at first.
A little bit. It's like, it's like the vastness of the universe. It's a concept
right.
so big that you can't like make your tiny pea brain wrap all the way around it.
Right.
And I just had like absolutely no frame of reference
as
to how such a thing would be like operated or how it would function.
Right.
So I was really excited about like the Facebook group was really cool because people like posting up that they had worked out would, shame me into doing it.
Right.
And people talking about their results and stuff made me want to say so, like, because I'm obviously a verbose guy, but I'm not much for like, the stereotypical like fitness. I went to CrossFit this morning and I did the thing and stuff. Like, I don't like.
You got a CrossFit sign right behind you.
I know. I pulled over in this parking lot, and the irony is not lost on me. But yeah, I'm not typically that sort of dude. So when everybody started talking about their goals and their results and all of that stuff, it was really surprising to find myself excited about sharing that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
So it was really fun, both nutritionally and getting back into doing some exercising, and also like starting to communicate about a thing. Like there was a whole bunch of brand new things. I felt like like I'd started a new semester in school or something. There was a whole bunch of brand new cool stuff to get myself into.
That's cool, man. Yeah, one of the things that I haven't talked too much about on some of these interviews, which I should, is that the Facebook community is a big part of the program too. That's really like where you get your accountability. It motivates you when you see other people posting in the group and with the daily accountability and the videos and people sharing their stories and their progress and everything. That's all that goes into, building that kind of environment of support too. So, yeah, I'm glad that you found that helpful. So I guess what would you say to anybody that might be waiting to pull the trigger or is not sure about a program like this?
What's 6 weeks? 6 weeks in a year is nothing. It's nothing.
Right.
And what you're asking for is so little time during those 6 weeks. Like it's, an hour in the morning doing your workout, and 20 minutes, half an hour during the day to make sure your nutrition is right. And maybe it's a couple hours meal planning on a Sunday if you work an office drone job, or for me it was always Tuesday afternoon, sticking around in my kitchen and talking to my dogs. And it was very pleasant stuff to do,
right,
though it was unfamiliar. And there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't give it a whirl, even if you're in like the world's worst shape. I mean, I honestly, when I started, was like gallon of beer every night, 6 eggs and a pile of bacon every morning, total garbage belly. And I really enjoyed it. Like the experience was pleasant and fun, and the challenge was cool, and 6 weeks was enough. And then, the month after that as well was enough to tell me that this is something that I want to do more seriously. It's super fun introduction. The workouts are simple. There's no reason not to at least give it a whirl. You're going to have a good time. And if you don't have a good time, 6 weeks, man.
Right.
Think about how many relationships you have that last 6 weeks or 12 weeks or 15. Like, give it a shot. You can have some fun. It might be terrible, but it's not worth it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. It's a small time commitment. You can get the stuff done in less than 4 hours a week. And like you said, like, what do you have to lose, really, So, Brad, thanks for coming on and taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that, you had a good experience with it, and, 20 plus pounds is a great start, and I'm sure you'll be back. So I'm looking forward to, staying in touch with you, man. And thank you so much.
Hey, I'll talk to you the next time, Brian. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Brad.
Have a good one.
You too. If you want to get results like Brad's, click the link that I provided for you here, and we'll get started with the process.